Right, as we are looking, driving right to left as you're watching on TV. Sarasota Sailors set to receive the ball. And the Sailors are going to have a couple of men back deep, including the big kid, number 20, Herb Haygood. He's not big physically. He's only 6'1", 165 pounds, but that's all heart and a lot of running room as well. You look for him to get the football. Booker, of course, will try to kick it away from him. Jason Wilmot is stretching at the 30. He'll approach the ball from that point. We will have this game underway. What a game it is. Justin Wilmot, a 5'9", 165-pound junior, gets into the ball. It goes high and is taken by an up man at the 12-yard line, and up the middle he goes. And Walt Weatherington moves up to about the 29-yard line. And somebody comes up limping in a hurry for Sarasota. That looks like Nick Gillis, a 5'10", 140-pound DB, a defensive back. And he's being carried off. There you can take a look at it. And here is the opening kickoff replay, Tim.
Yeah, let's see if we can figure out what happened here on this return. Trying to find out where his leg is, pinned underneath. Good quick opening there, and I think we had the wrong guy. That was Jeff Hill, actually, number 13, doing the return.
Handoff, and look out! Haygood slips on the turf at the 38 after an 11, maybe 12-yard gain. They'll spot the ball at the 39, and he was off to Never Never Land. He was gone, folks. He cut outside, and there was nobody at Booker able to catch up with him. And the turf, Tim, as we noted before the game, is soggy, it's soft, and we'll see some slips and some falls tonight.
It's very wet.
Garrett Jagman, the quarterback, sends Walt Weatherington in motion. The I formation in the backfield. Handoff, first man through is Chris Humphrey. And Humphrey's across the 50 to the 46-yard line. A 15-yard gain and another first down for the Sarasota Sailors.
Brett, what a huge hole. I'm sorry. Huge hole. It's going to be a long night if they keep this up. Two long runs from scrimmage on play one and play two.
25 yards in two plays.
It's tremendous. Big offensive line. Interesting to watch them work all night long.
It is at the 46 in Booker territory, and that's where Jagman again has the I formation, wide receiver to the near side. He looks over the defense, sets, gets the snap, gives to Haygood, and look at Haygood go. This time he's wrapped up, and the man making the hit for Booker was Tony Campbell. Campbell came up and kept Sarasota to a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, here you see it's just a straight handoff over the left side. Again, a huge hole. Good tackling on the Booker side, but the point of attack, they've got a 3-yard gain before he even gets there. So, you know, a good 5-yard gain by Haygood.
Call it a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the 41. Jagman, whose older brother was a wide receiver here several years ago. We'll talk more about Jason Jagman in a minute. Right now, well, there's the handoff inside, and there goes Haygood again. He's got the first down. He's still on his feet. He's out of bounds at the 26-yard line. My, he ran over 3 Booker players before one of the Tornadoes. Looked like it was Mark DeLauder came up to make the hit. No, it wasn't either. It was Steve Cannon.
Yeah, watch this. You'll see number 8, Sean Phelps, comes up. A good hole to the outside. Boom. Phelps, a little slow getting up after that, but Haygood just flat runs him over. This junior running back is not big, like you say, but he has some strong, strong legs, and he punished Sean Phelps on that play.
Another
going off the field.
Another first down for the Sailors, and they have the ball at the 26. Opening drive of the game. Jagman. Haygood again. Across the 20 to the 19. A 6-yard gain that time for the Sailors. They are just moving the football on the ground. No worries about throws here. They've only thrown 31 times in the first 4 games this year.
Ralph, watch this offensive line. They're just staying at the point of contact. They're meeting their guys. They're driving them back. You see 69, Chet Kirby, just driving and driving and driving his guy. Haygood goes 5 yards, 6 yards on that play. If they keep that up every play, that's a good offensive attack. They can eat the clock and keep Henry on the sideline.
You and I both needed to make sure that name got on.
I'm sure we'll say it many times.
I'm sure we will. 2nd down and 4 as the officials have their own timeout for an equipment check. Now we're ready to play. Ball set on the 20-yard line. 9:30 to go in the first quarter. Sarasota has taken the opening kickoff, and they are driving right down the field. Garrett Jagman fakes the pitch, gives inside instead to Chris Humphrey. Humphrey plows his way down close to a first down. We're inside the 16-yard line. The officials say third down. This is the first time Sarasota has faced a third down tonight.
Yeah, I don't think there are going to be any surprises here, Ralph. They're going to put that offensive line to work. Third down and 1, you have to get these short yardage situations.
Wetherington goes wide left. To the near side comes Tony Ostro. Jagman to Haygood, I think it was. No, it was Humphrey. And Humphrey goes down to the 15-yard line and up for the first down. Take a look at the dive up the middle.
You were right the first time, Ralph. I believe it is Humphrey. Just drives it straight through again. The offensive line just pushing and pushing and pushing, and he got just enough to get the first down.
Ball at the 15, first and 10.
Is that better?
Ostro to the near side. To the far side, it's Wetherington. Here in the backfield, it is Humphrey and Haygood. The H&H boys for the Sailors. Guess who? Herb Haygood on his feet to the end zone. No, out of bounds at the 1. A timely defensive effort by Booker Tornado. Larry Chestnut kept Haygood out of the end zone. I'm not sure that okay, it was just a chin strap that fell.
Yeah, here's our replay here. Haygood just takes it again, the left side. He just looks. He has great eyes here. He just finds the hole. There's nowhere to go. He kicks it to the outside. He breaks a couple tackles. He's got great speed. And there you say Larry Chestnut saves the tackle, or saves a touchdown with making the tackle right at the, looks like they marked it about the 5. I'm sorry, the 3.
First and goal for the Sailors. No! What a great defensive effort by the Booker Tornadoes as Herb Haygood was sliced down at the line. Looked like the tackle's going to go to either Willie Johnson or maybe Keith Sims.
You're right, Ralph. Willie Johnson just dives through and cuts Haygood's legs out. You'll see number 33, 55 tries to make his block there, and Jesse Stanley, but he just gets there too late. Willie Johnson did a great job on that play of getting there and taking his legs out from underneath him.
Second and goal at the 2 for the Sailors. Jagman has a power I formation in the backfield. Give is to Haygood. He spins and twists. DeLauder hit him, and he twisted away a little further. He did not get in. It'll be third down.
Yeah, good play. I like this kid, DeLauder, man. He really knows how to play football. But also coming from the outside, if you see this, is number 14, Ronnie Williams. Comes up and really sticks Haygood there and gets some help from underneath. DeLauder helped slow that offensive line down.
Third and goal at the 1. Jagman again with the power eye. Looks inside. And did it look to you like Jesse Stanley was carrying the football on that play? It couldn't be.
A tackle around, I think that was, but we might have a holding in there. There was a lot of people grabbing and not anybody going anywhere. The Booker defensive line held their ground like you want to do on a defensive goal line stand. And not sure what the call is, but it looks like Sarasota is taking the walk. I think we might see a holding penalty here. Let's wait for the referees. I've been wrong many, many times.
Well, judging by where the flag came from, holding is the call against Sarasota. And a drive that has been almost unstopped since the first play of the game has started to stall for Sarasota. Booker has gelled its defense. We've got some rain coming down now here at Eyrig. The umbrellas come out. One thing you can tell when you're in Sarasota, most of those umbrellas that come out are golf umbrellas. Jagman fades, looks to throw. Passes, tipped up and out of bounds, and I'll tell you, Tony Ostro went up high. He couldn't get it, and it popped up so high that I thought one of the Booker Tornadoes had another shot at it.
Yeah, really good play. And I'll tell you what, give this Booker defense some credit. They really buckled down when they had to. That third and goal at the 1-yard line, they really dove in there. There you can see the play being broken up.
Cass Watson
really made a nice play. And now they've stopped them to a field goal. They had first and goal at the 2, and now they're trying for a field goal attempt. Great credit to the defense.
We shall see. Mr. Schumacher's kick is up. It is no good. And the Booker Tornadoes not only get out without giving up any points, but it's got to be a big moral victory for them, too, on this drive. Let's take a moment to remind you that this game is brought to you by OPTI for the optimum in physical training. Call OPTI at 923-6319. And by Ron Martin Air Conditioning, your independent Lennox dealer. Not just a company that works in the community, but a company that supports it. How important is it to the Booker Tornadoes, Tim, that they stop the Sarasota Sailors on this opening drive?
Oh, Ralph, it's huge. I mean, the opening drive, they get them down there first and goal at the 2, and they come away with nothing. Hey, they've got the momentum right now, and it's going to carry over to offense.
Let's see what Glenn Gant does with this Booker Tornado offense. And the pitch back, and the inside reverse. No, it wasn't. I'll tell you, it was a good fake. Cedric Henry got the call. But Henry faked the handoff, faked me, but he didn't fake the Sailor defense. Tommy Battie makes the tackle for the Sailors. And I want to tell you, that was a good fake by Henry.
Excellent fake, but I'll tell you, Tommy Battie made the play. He stayed at home. He didn't get sucked in with that when the split end started to come around for the reverse. He stayed at home. These guys are disciplined, and they're showing that early, and that's what they're going to need to do.
And the Tornadoes break out with wide receivers left and right. Coming to the near side is Jarvis Roney. Look for him to fly down the field. Glenn Gant barks out signals. Fades, throws, looking for Jarvis, but he's not going to get there. My goodness, the Sarasota defensive line just overwhelmed the Booker offensive line and sacked him.
That was one of the keys I talked about in the pregame, Ralph, is that Gant has to have some time. That was just a quick one-step drop. He was just going to try to kick it out there real quick to Jarvis Roney, and he didn't even have time for that. He just one step, and boom, he was under the ground.
It's 3rd and 13 with the ball at the 17 for the Tornadoes. Coming to the near side for Booker is Kenny Turner. And we go to the shotgun formation, and now we send a man in motion. That's Henry. Gant gets the snap. He's looking into the flat right side. Now he goes deep. Downfield for Henry. It's complete. Henry's going to go. Henry's going to go 83 yards. But there's a flag back at the 15-yard line. It may be against the Sarasota Sailors, but I'm not sure.
We've got a Booker guy. It looks like Glenn Gant is holding his head. He knows the flag is against them. I don't think there's a question. We'll read Glenn Gant on this one, and the Sailors fans are really reading that right now. What a shame. Oh, I feel so bad for him.
Cedric Henry was wide open, and Gant's throw led him perfectly, too.
Oh, what a pretty play. I was watching this develop. The coverage was there by Jeff Hill, and he had him covered well, but I'll tell you, Henry just outran the coverage. If you'll see him, he just went in motion. He broke down the middle. Hill went to try to knock it down and missed it, and there's no getting Henry now. But there you see the penalty, and wow, what a shame. We talked about momentum. Just as easy as they received it, a penalty taking away a touchdown can really reverse the role.
Whoa. From the penthouse to the outhouse.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. I feel so bad for these kids.
Well, that puts the ball back at the 8-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and about 23. Not a whole lot of plays in the book for 3rd and 23, Tim. We'll see what the Tornadoes do here. Gant hands off to Henry. Henry gets a block, cuts outside at the 20, wrestled out of bounds by Jeff Hill at the 22-yard line, just past the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down. Sarasota Sailors were going to give him some yardage, but not all of it.
Yeah, there's some jaw-ratching going on the sidelines. It's really interesting. As I said, these kids know each other, and they want to win this game, both sides. Cedric Henry, no fooling. Give him the ball, try to make him make a play, and here comes Jeff Hill, and man, he just slams them. And at the end of this play, you won't see it on the replay, but they get up, and they were talking a little bit of how's mom, and how's dad, and how's the family.
They may not have been asking questions, though. Oh. May not have.
Seemed like there was a lot of concern.
But they may have been making comments here and there. It'll be 4th down and 8. We've got an official's water timeout in the middle of a driving rainstorm. 4:58 to go in the first quarter. We have no score. Come on back.
Red hot deals on every new and used car and truck at Sarasota Nissan Jeep Eagle during our...
Booker will be forced to punt on 4th down and 8. The ball is at the 22-yard line. Standing back at his own 49 will be the Sarasota receiver, Herb Haygood. Kind of a slow snap, but it got back there. Haygood will look at it. He'll let it bounce at the 49. It takes a sideways roll. Booker downs it at the 48. And I got to tell you, the rain is coming down once again, Tim. It's like, well, another Friday night with rain for us this year.
Yeah, here we go. Number 82, Keith Sims is the punter, and he does a good job. He has to move to his left to get the ball. Driving rainstorm, good rush. And I'll tell you, the footing is terrible out there. They've got the long cleats on, and this is a good punt in these conditions, and that was a good job. He's just a sophomore.
Humphrey and Haygood in the backfield with Jagman at quarterback. On the far side, Walt Wetherington is the wide receiver. Ostro on the near side. And we've got a flag even before we get going.
I think we got a false start.
Jesse Stanley doing his bit on the offensive line. Not that Jesse Stanley made the false start.
Right.
I don't want to leave that in front.
Ralph, I just want to make a quick comment. Going back to that Booker series, even though they had the penalty on that long touchdown, they've got to feel like they can maybe make that happen again. They were really wide open. He had the time on that play, and that's going to be the key. And look for it again. They're going to come back to it. It worked well.
It will be first down and 15 for the Sailors at their own 43-yard line. Pitch to Haygood, gets a couple of blocks, and then turns it upfield before he's dragged down by Booker Tornado Greg Curry. Is that correct? No, Tony Campbell. Tony Campbell makes the tackle at the 46 in Booker territory, a gain of about 9.
Here we just have a quick pitch, quick toss out there to Haygood. And I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with this Haygood. He reminds me a little bit of Walter Payton. He has that sweetness move. He just kind of sidesteps and doesn't take a lot of hits.
Second down and 4 for the Sailors. They're moving the football again. Last time they had a great drive and it stalled. Inside goes Chris Humphrey. Humphrey across the 40 to the 36-yard line. Larry Chestnut in on the tackle. Humphrey gets the first down for the Sailors.
Chestnut actually falls on top of him. Humphrey just slipped on this wet turf, and we're going to be referring to that all night. Nice, huge hole. Ralph, look at the size of that hole. A truck could have went through there, and there you see Humphrey tries to make the cut, and his feet go out, and Chestnut drops on top of him.
First and 10, ball at the 36 in Booker territory. Sarasota has spent the night so far in the Tornadoes' side of the field. And Humphrey, check that, Haygood gets the call, and he is upended at the 25. Couple of good blocks, but there's a flag on the play. Back about 3 yards downfield from the line of scrimmage. It would be a first down if it holds up, but it won't. The preliminary indication is holding against Sarasota.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it was on there in the interior line. Flags flew from 2 different sides. I thought Sarasota got off the ball a little quick as well. It looked like they got away with that. But there was holding, I think, on both sides of the offensive line. And that first down run is going to come back.
And they're going to step it off. There's the call, holding against Sarasota. And it is first down. And because it's from the spot of the foul, it will actually be first and 19 rather than first and 20.
Right.
Wetherington wide left. Ostro wide right. Sarasota goes to a split back pro set formation with Haygood and Humphrey. Give is to Humphrey. Look at Humphrey go! Down to the 30-yard line. Got it all back plus some more. Who made the stop for Booker? It was Eugene Ash.
Yeah, again, this is some good running by Humphrey. He gets the straight handoff. Quick hole there. Breaks a tackle. Guy reaches out, almost strips the ball from him. And if he could just get the block there at the end by Tony Ostro, he could have broke that thing and probably went the distance. But Ostro couldn't get his man down.
Second and 4 at the 30 for the Sailors. 2 wide receivers in the I-set formation. Jagman at quarterback. He's done a whale of a job this year. He was not expected to be the starter. And look out. Chris Humphrey is stacked up at the line. But a great effort by the Booker defense, led by Steve Cannon and Willie Johnson.
Yeah, Willie Johnson slammed him. Whoever was supposed to block him that time missed. I'll guarantee you that. And Willie Johnson put a little move on and got right to him at the line of scrimmage.
Third and a short 6 for the Sailors.
It's really raining, Ralph.
Nobody's moved, though. Everybody's sitting out here watching this game. Minute and a half to go in the first quarter. We have no score. Sarasota on their second drive of the night. Jagman deep drop. And the pass is to Haygood. He's got a side screen and lots of running room. He's gone.
play. Oh, wait till we see this replay. Beautiful play.
A 32-yard touchdown pass and run for the Sailors.
Watch this replay, Ralph. They set up a screen. Jackman looks to the right the whole time. Haywood fakes his block. Then he's got blockers out in front of him. He's got 54 and 55, Derek Lincoln and Jesse Stanley saying, come on, buddy, run behind us. We got you all the way. Derek Lincoln blazed the man out. Stanley lays on top of him. Hagan goes the distance.
Nate Shoemaker to try. The kick is good.
It just made it.
Tell you.
It just made it.
Yeah, if the laces are a little higher up on the football, I don't know that it makes it. Shoemaker slipped on the turf here.
That's what happened.
And it made it a 7-0 ball game as the Sailors take the lead. Let's tell you for a second about Gulfgate Mall. More than you can imagine, Gulfgate Mall, featuring Publix, Steinmart, Cobb Theaters, Books A Million, Marshalls, and 50 other fine shops. And our game is also brought to you in part by Chicken Club in the Landings by Albertsons. A great place to get some great chicken. That's Chicken Club in the Landings by Albertsons.
Ralph, you know, on that drive, they threw the ball. They threw it to Haygood, but they threw the highest percentage pass that you could throw, just a little swing out to Haygood out of the backfield with two big guys in front of them, and they disguised that play well. They looked right the whole way, and that's execution, and that's what they're going to do. If they're going to pass, like I said, Jagman last week, 6 of 7. They throw a lot of high percentage passes, and what these guys do with the ball after they catch it, Jagman doesn't have to throw it 30 or 40 yards. Just get it to these guys and let them, with the ability they have, make something big happen.
That was Jagman's first touchdown pass of the year. Shoemaker hits it deep to the 5-yard line. And whoa, what a slip. I'll tell you what, Kenny Turner had a few more yards running room. Frank McKay came up to make the hit, but his feet just flat out went out from under him.
You're right. Turner no more catches this ball and takes a few steps. And Frank McKay is just flying down the field. There you see him. That guy says, which one do I block? And there his feet just slide out, and McKay just lays on him and gets credit for a tackle.
But, you know, it's like if you've ever been to a hockey game and you watch a skater lose his edge, and the skates go out from under him and he goes sliding down the ice. That's about what that looked like. It looked like he just lost his edge and he went out. For the Tornadoes, Glenn Gant at the helm. Maybe they should be for the Sailors at the helm. Anyway, Gant hands off. Cedric Henry goes outside, gets a little bit of running room, but not much. He's back at the 15-yard line. Looked like he was going to be able to turn the corner, but couldn't because the Sailor linebacking core, led by Matt Marsters, was there.
Yeah, Matt Cannon, number 45, and Marsters, like you said, a lot of these guys, I think that play was designed to go inside. The Lauder hit his guy, and the hole was to the outside, or if there was any hole there at all. And Maurice Donnelly comes up to help. And they got a lot of lateral speed to the Sailors, and they're going to have to make something happen. I think the quick openers are the way to go.
No gain, 2nd and 10 with 18 seconds left to go in the quarter. We'll see if the Tornadoes get this play off. Ball is at the 15-yard line. Henry goes in motion. We're down to 10 seconds. The ball is snapped. Looking to throw is Gant, and no, incomplete for Rodney Hubbard. I'm not so sure that ball wasn't tipped coming off the line. It looked like it had a little bit of flutter to it. I don't think Gant got everything he wanted to on that ball, or maybe it just slipped out of his hand because of the rain.
We've seen Gant 3 times this year, and he's got a strong arm. This is a strong arm quarterback, and he just fluttered that ball. I think it has something to do with being wet. We've made comments about, you know, the water and the leather, and that ball fluttered. That's a dangerous pass. That ball was in the air a long time, but he threw it long.
We've got 5.2 seconds left in the first quarter. This will probably be the last play. 3rd down and 10 at the 15 for the Tornadoes. Gant takes a snap, gives inside. Cedric Henry bounces off and goes outside, out of bounds at the 23-yard line as the time runs out. There were 3 or 4 Sarasota Sailors over there to make the hit. Tommy Battie makes the big hit along with Maurice Donnelly. Let's take a look at the replay as we head for the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, number 78, Roger Dragish. He really pops him there in the backfield, but Henry's able to get away. He makes some good yardage there before number 21, Tommy Beatty, comes up and drives him out of bounds just short of the sticks. They're going to have 4th down and 3, but we're going to change ends.
And we'll be back to see that action. The score at the end of the first quarter, Sarasota 7, Booker nothing. Outfield, then he pulls it back in, gets a block, has more time. And look at that. He could have played pinochle back there, but finally the cards folded. And what a sack for Maurice Bowman and Jason Jackson.
Yeah, he had all the time in the world. That was a what you call a coverage sack. The DBs had their receivers covered. I'm not sure where he was. He was looking to the right there, and there was nobody out. Humphrey was in the flat, but now he's running for his life, and he can't get. He's getting some block. He's getting some more time, and 62. Jason Jackson and 32 Steve Cannon finally just lower the boom on him.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. Second down and 17. Ball back at the 22-yard line. Jagman pitches. It's Haygood. And Haygood, look at the running room he finds. It's like if you give Herb Haygood a half an inch, he'll slither through it and head on down the sideline. What a great running back he appears to be tonight.
Yeah, he has that slicing type of running that a lot of the great running backs you'll see. And there he's right now, he's already kind of angling to the sideline. He's not running north and south, as you would say, but he's kind of angling to the sideline. Good stiff arm. And there you see Willie Johnson come up and take him out of bounds. But that was an excellent run.
He got 16. It's 3rd and 1. The ball at the 37-yard line. This time to the near side comes Weatherington. And the tight end going to the far side is Rocco Salvatore. And we have a timeout. Sarasota Sailors take a timeout with 10:38 to go in the second quarter. The score is Sarasota 7, Booker nothing. Well, we have an opportunity. Let's mention that next week we will be down in Venice watching the Sarasota Sailors take on the Venice Indians. And what we've seen of the Venice Indians so far this year, they've had some rough starts, but the Indians look like they're 1 or 2 players away. I will be looking forward to seeing that ball game next week as much as I've looked forward to this game this week.
Yeah, they're a well-coached team. We saw them when they came up here to play, and they're well-coached and disciplined, and they get the most out of those young men.
We'll see Eric Weishar. He is the big running back for the Venice Indians. And, of course, we'll see Chris Humphrey and Herb Haygood in that ball game. That's next week starting at 10 on Comcast Channel 36, preceded by the Harpoon Howie pregame show. And while we have an opportunity, well, we'll take this opportunity later about Computer Fest 95. Right now, 3rd and 1. Walt Weatherington goes wide to the left side. And Jagman gives to Haygood, who dives across the 40 to the 43 and a first down. Once again, the Sarasota Sailors just run right up the gut, and they get a lot of help from the offensive line.
They really do. Lavarsi and Lincoln and Stanley, these guys are just flat pushing these guys back. And we saw Booker play a couple weeks ago, and I tell you what, that linebacking crew that they have with Cannon, Johnson, and DeLauder, as good as there is in the county, and this offensive line is really pushing them back and taking them out of the game.
It almost seems like the Sailors have taken DeLauder out of the game at this point. He's usually, by now I would have expected him to have made 3 or 4 tackles. That's right. Jagman on 1st and 10 to Haygood, and he is slapped down by Willie Johnson. Johnson is there, along with Danny Williams. Those 2 guys came up quick.
Yeah, there wasn't anything there. Just as we're building up this offensive line, the right side just kind of collapses on this play, and somebody missed Johnson on that play, and he gets in. He really makes the play, and then he gets some help from number 58, Danny Williams, just to collapse it. Just a short game, about a half a yard.
We'll call it 2nd down and 10. The ball's still at the 43-yard line. Ostro comes wide to the near side for the Sailors. Haygood and Humphrey in the backfield, along with Jagman. Fake to Haygood, throw right side to Humphrey. Humphrey's across the 50 down to the 46-yard line, and knocked out of bounds there by Ronnie Williams.
Yeah, these are those high percentage passes again. It looks like it's a deep drop. Looks like he's looking up the field. Jagman does a good job with his head. It just lays out a beautiful pass, well received by Humphrey, and just does a great job. Just a good play. I like those high percentage passes, but they have to pass the ball to keep that running play open up.
A reminder that on the opening drive of this ball game, Sarasota drove down to the 2 and were repulsed by the Booker Tornado defense. They did get in later. They have a 7-0 lead, but a drive right now doesn't mean anything until some points are on the board. Sailors Jagman gives to Haygood. Oh boy, is he stuck. And I think we finally saw him. No, we didn't. It was Willie Johnson. I see Mark DeLauder standing off a little bit to the side. I saw the 3 hit him, and it looked like a Mark DeLauder style of hit.
What was that word, Ralph? Repulsed? Was he repulsed here? Willie Johnson just flat nails him. comes right up the line of scrimmage and just puts him to the ground. And again, DeLauder's not in there.
I grew up outside Princeton, New Jersey, and one of the great Tiger cheers is repel them, make them relinquish the ball. What more can you expect from an Ivy League school? Let's talk for a second about Computer Fest 95, Saturday, October 14th from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m., and Sunday, October 15th from noon until 6, featuring live Windows 95 demonstrations hosted by the Microsoft team. It's all free. There's over 100 dealer tables, and guess where? Gulf Gate Mall in Sarasota. That's right, the free computer show with Computer Fest 95.
Ralph, you'll see on the replay here as you were talking about the Computer Fest, and again, high percentage, Walt Weatherington, just a little swing out there, and a nice 8-yard gain. They've got third down and a long 2.
I thought I saw somebody signal a timeout. That's why I kept reading.
Missed a good play, Ralph.
I did. It's 3rd and 3. Somebody hit me in the arm if I do that again. Jackman sets the Sailors on 3rd and 3. Gives to Haygood. He comes up the middle, and that time Mark DeLauder makes it.
There's our guy.
And he's down to the 36. It'll be close to a first down.
There's DeLauder. Mark DeLauder plays both sides. Fullback on the offensive side and linebacker on the defense. And here they come there. You see Willie Johnson again breaking through, Steve Cannon. And there's Mark DeLauder. But his momentum, again, Haygood, I talked about he doesn't take the big hits. It looked big from here, but you can see just before he was hit, he spun off, what they teach these running backs to do, and they might be measuring.
They are bringing the sticks across the way, as you can see them coming in.
Look at that turf, Ralph. If you can see that as they measure. When they measure here, watch the turf. And we were down there on the field prior to the game, and there's not a dry spot. And then we've had a lot of rain since then.
Whew. By the nose of the football, the Sailors get a first down. One of the things that we noticed was that because of all the rain that there's been in this area over the last several weeks, the field not only is wet, but there's lots of bare spots too, where the turf has been chewed up on wet nights, which makes footing even more disastrous. 1st and 10, ball at the 36-yard line for Sarasota. They lead by a touchdown with 7.5 to go in the second quarter. Jagman with the I formation in the backfield. Pitches to Haygood. Haygood stays on his feet across the 35, down to the 33-yard line. Looked like Jarvis Roney had something to do with the stop, but I'm going to tell you, there's some effort there, too, by Steve Cannon.
Good lead block by Humphrey. Steve Cannon, man, he doesn't know where he goes. He's ready to really hit him. And there's that Haygood again, just making a slight glance back to the inside. His feet slipped, but he was able to not go down and get a little bit of a gain.
2nd down and 10 for Sarasota. Jagman sends a wide receiver way to the far side. This time the give is to Humphrey, and he's wrapped up at the 35-yard line. And a good defensive play that time. I want to tell you, the guy was right there. Was it Cannon again?
Yeah, Steve Cannon. Hole opens quick, and then it closes, man. Steve Cannon. This was just a quick opener, straight up the gut. Hole was opened up there, and Cannon just did his job to close it.
Gain of a yard. It's 3rd and 9.
Big play right now, Ralph. Booker defense needs to stop him.
The Tornadoes are in a 4-5, and the ball is on the ground. Humphrey's going to cover up, and the Sailors lose the 3rd down opportunity. It'll be a 4th down at the 39-yard line, and I think they're out of field goal range. Yeah,
that'll be an interesting call here on 4th down. I don't know what happened. Jackman had the ball and dropped it, and then him and Humphrey kind of fighting over it, and Jackman was going to pick it up and try to make something happen, and Humphrey probably did the right thing. He got on the ball and just covered it up, and Hill's into punt.
Loss of 4, 4th and 13. And back deep for the Booker Tornadoes, I believe, is Jarvis Roney.
You are right, Ralph.
Good snap. Kick is away. Roney looks at it and gets away from it in a hurry. The ball hit and stuck at the 16. I mean, it hit a soft spot and just kind of laid there.
Not one of Hill's better punts. We watched him in warm-ups, and he can really send some screamers that have a lot of hang time. But he was really angling for the sideline. He was right at the midfield stripe, right on top of the Sailor's ass. He tried to kick it to the sideline and got an end-over-end kick. And again, this wet ground just collected the ball in. No bounce.
We have a water break with 5:25 to go in the first quarter. Sarasota 7, Booker nothing. The Tornadoes will have the ball when we come back. The ball will be set at the 15-yard line as the Tornadoes come out. Actually, it is spotted at the 16 now that we see some feet move. Glenn Gant at the controls for the Tornadoes. And he's trying to get this team rallied a little bit. They only trail by 7, and we've got whistles before anything gets started. We probably have some encroachment or some motion or something. And we've had our share of penalties early in this game. And there it is, procedures, the call. Illegal procedure against Booker.
Most of the penalties have been on the Sailors, though. Booker's done a good job of executing and staying disciplined and not causing the penalties to hurt them. They did, of course, have that one huge penalty. And when you look at yardage, that's major.
That was a touchdown. That was a touchdown that was called back. 1st and 15, ball at the 11. The rain has stopped. And now Gant looks, gives to Henry. And he's across the 15 to the 19. He'll have a 2nd down and 6.
Ralph, I just saw the funniest thing I ever saw, and I'll tell you here after this replay, but let's watch this replay. I saw a football go flying by the press box here. They're reaching out, trying to get him, and he's brought down by number 32, who is Phil Sims. But I'll tell you after the next play.
I know what you're talking about. 2nd down, we'll call it 7, with the ball spotted back at the 19-yard line. Gant gives again to Cedric Henry. He goes outside. Some running room down across the 30 to the 33-yard line. What a great run by Cedric Henry.
Excellent run. Henry gets outside, and that's what he's going to do best. There's a good block by DeLauder, and that's what he does really well as the fullback. Once he gets outside and gets the legs turning, Frank McKay comes up and makes a fine play to take him down.
We've got the ambulance going to our left, and I don't know if they're coming in just to come in, if they're late coming to the ball game, because we didn't see an ambulance before the game. I don't know if anyone is injured. 1st and 10 for Booker. Gant looks to throw. His primary receiver falls down, then he throws over the middle, incomplete. His primary receiver, I believe, was Willie Johnson. And Johnson came out of the backfield and fell down. That play got taken away. And coming over from the far side, Rodney Hubbard was trying to make what would be a flag pattern. He never got there because of the Sarasota defense.
Yeah, and then Gant wanted to go to his primary guy and then just overthrew. But what happened on that play I was talking about is Nate Schumacher was over there kicking into the nets that they have on the sidelines, and he flat missed the net, and it went soaring into the stands, and people go, it's raining footballs. That's a bad miss. That's wide right.
2nd and 10. And, whoa, what a job by the Sarasota defense there. Cedric Henry is wrapped up by Matt Marsters. We've called his name more than once tonight. He's 6'4", 210 pounds.
Yeah, Matt Marsters playing right defensive end, takes off the block of DeLauder, does an excellent job, and just brings him down for a loss.
3rd down and 11 for Booker. They need to do some stuff here. They need to get downfield. It would be nice to get some points before they go into the locker room at halftime. And now we have a timeout called by the Booker Tornadoes. A reminder that this game is brought to you in part by OPTI. For the optimum in physical training, call OPTI at 923-6319. And by Gulfgate Mall. More than you can imagine. Gulfgate Mall, featuring Publix, Steinmart, Cobb Theaters, Books A Million, Marshalls, and 50 other fine shops. We are so thrilled to be able to bring you high school football here on Comcast Cable TV. And this week it's staying home. It's not going up to Manatee County. I got more comments this week at school from my Manatee County students and my teachers and stuff about the Riverview Southeast game that we had last week, and what a ball game that was. And this one's turning out to be much the same. 2 good high school football teams battling it out. 3rd down and 11 as the Tornadoes break from the huddle. Jarvis Roney comes to the near side, and he can fly. So can Larry Chestnut, but I don't think Larry's in. We will see. Henry goes in motion. Coaches next to us are saying he's going deep. Gant looks to throw. Passes over the head of the intended receiver, Willie Johnson. What they did, and the coaches next door picked it up, Tim, was they sent Cedric Henry deep, trying to take the linebackers with him, opening it up for Johnson underneath.
Yeah, that's the same variation of the one they scored the touchdown on that was called back for the penalty, except for Haygood went all the way down the sideline, and he actually became a decoy, and he took a lot of Orange players with him, and then the ball was just overthrown. Gant's not having a good game throwing the ball, and I don't know what's causing that.
4th and 11. Well, could be orange jerseys.
Could be. A lot of pressure.
4th and 11, the Tornadoes to punt the ball. Haygood back deep. Wilmot to kick.
Keith Sims.
Haygood calls for the fair catch. It will bounce and take a big Booker roll. Look at that. Is it going to get in the end zone? Yeah, it did. Boy, I'll tell you, the Sailors got a break on that one. It looked like the ball was going to die just short of the goal line. Who was it back there to try to make that play on the ball? He hasn't turned yet. I still can't see who it was.
We'll see if we can pick it up on the replay. Actually, this is 82 Keith Sims that does the punting for them. He's a sophomore. Strong leg, high hang time, nice tight spiral. And here's the mistake. The Sailor lets it go over his head. I can't tell who that is. And that ball rolls 28 yards. And if it had rolled 27, they'd had the ball down at the 1, and we couldn't see it. They had a few white jerseys down there trying to get to it. That ball really took off when it rolled.
2:53 to go in the first half. Jagman gives to Haygood. He runs up the middle across the 20 to the 25 and gets 5 yards on the first down play. It will be 2nd down and 5, but here's the replay.
Here's our replay here. It's just a straight handoff again. He looks at Humphreys, hands it to Haygood. There's that offensive line just driving him out. See Jesse Stanley, number 54. Derek Lincoln and Jesse Stanley, 54 and 55 on the bottom, pushing that defensive line back for about a 4-yard gain.
2nd down and 5. Jagman to throw. Looks complete to Wetherington, and Wetherington is hit right away. He is close to a first down, though. DeLauder's in on the tackle along with Cass Watson. Let's see if they give him a first down on the spot. They do.
Don't wait. Sometime later in the night, you see a hook and lateral off. We saw this last week, remember? Wetherington's out there. Nice high percentage pass again, but he could take that ball and pitch it back to somebody at some point and really run because Booker's not looking for that.
I get you enough for the first down with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Sarasota leading by a touchdown. They have the football, and Garrett Jagman is trying to get this team going. Haygood not getting a whole lot of running room. The Booker defense really strung that play out. Steve Cannon will get credit for the tackle, but I'll tell you, it seemed like the entire linebacking core was there. Cannon was there, Johnson was there, and DeLauder was there.
Yeah, I think your left defensive end, if you see him at the bottom of your screen, Danny Williams also comes in. No, it was the other guy at the top, 59, that's Maurice Bowman. Really turns that play to the outside, giving Cannon the chance. But you see a lot of 5, 6 white shirts around the ball. The play never got from the get-go.
Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 12 for Sarasota. We'll see how conservative Coach Eddie Howell plays this. Doesn't look too conservative here. Going deep, and it is complete at the 41-yard line to Walt Wetherington. Wetherington out of bounds at the 38 with 1:04 to go. A big gain and a first down. Call it a 32-yard gain for the Sailors.
Yeah, that was a going up. They lulled them to sleep all night with these little quick, these little flat passes and these high percentage. There you see the pump fake by Jagman, and Wetherington cuts up the field right on that fake. And the defender turned around, but just a well-thrown ball to the outside and makes a nice catch and gets out of bounds, stops the clock, and they're rolling.
Ball's at the 39, 1st and 10 for Sarasota on their 3rd big drive of the night. Jagman, hands off, Haygood, across the 35 to the 36, still fighting. They have gotten all the way down to the 32-yard line as he rolled over a mass of humanity to get there.
You're right. There's some big, wide bodies on that offensive line. Nice lead block. Just Johnson misses. Cannon comes up, and then he gets his offensive line, just starts pushing from behind. There you see number 68. Who is that? Brandon Househair is in there pushing and pushing and pushing. And Ralph, you talked about the fire truck earlier, the rescue truck. And actually they've come and it looks like they're trying to take one of the Booker players. And I didn't see anybody go off that looked hurt, but looks like they've got the stretcher out and possibly one of the players or somebody from the sideline over there that may be injured. We'll try to see if we can follow up on that.
In the meantime, there's a timeout on the field. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Sailors when we get going here. I am amazed at the tenacity of the Booker Tornadoes and the Sarasota Sailors. The Tornadoes have done what they need to do so far tonight, and they've kept the Sailors in check. The Sailors, meanwhile, have had some opportunities driving down the field. They've only capitalized on one drive tonight. See what they'll do here with 44.4 seconds. 2 wide receivers to the far side for the Sailors. Weatherington and Ostro, I believe. Jagman looks to throw, gets a nice block from Humphreys. Passes to Weatherington. Did he get it? Yes, at the 4-yard line.
What a catch, Ralph.
The official stopped the clock. The Sailors will have 37.5 seconds. It'll be 1st and goal.
We've got to see this catch. Here we go. Plenty of time. Chris Humphreys staying in to receive the blocks there. And what a well-thrown ball, just long enough to get there. And Weatherington goes up between 2 Booker defenders, and he gets that ball and he catches it in his hands right where he's supposed to and brings it down under 2 strong hits to make a long 1st down.
The ball is spotted at the 7-yard line. 1st and goal there for the Sailors. The Sailors take another timeout. They don't want to squander this opportunity. And who can blame them? At halftime tonight, which is coming up in just a couple of moments, we will have for you both bands, the Booker Tornado Band as well as the Sarasota Sailor Band. And we know you will enjoy those halftime performances. We've got a lot of folks here tonight. Not all of them are here just for the football game. There's a lot of band parents and a lot of people who really support the music programs in Sarasota County Schools. And you can see that just in the way that these bands have their own followers. Tim, one of the most exciting things that I see every year when I get a chance to get to it is the district band competition.
Yeah. We're playing with the cheerleaders. I do that about 3 to 4 times a day just to stay in shape, Ralph. How about yourself?
Well, Tim, I would like you to know that your workouts are obviously inspiring the Sailor cheerleaders. Jagman throws into the end zone, incomplete. Pass was tipped, intended downfield for Weatherington. He was right at the goal line. And watch Jagman try to thread the needle here.
Yeah, Jagman tries to drill this ball in. It's received. The ball is tipped there at the end of the line, defensive line. I don't know who that is. Got their hand up. Maybe Danny Williams. He plays that left defensive end. Might have got a paw up on that thing, and then the receiver slipped out from underneath him.
Our director, Scott Wilson, is really doing a number in the truck tonight. He's working hard. 2nd and goal from the 7. Jagman throws it up. Well out of bounds, incomplete, even though there was an attempt at an interception. In the Canadian Football League, it would have been an INT.
Yeah, Jagman's played a heck of a game tonight, but I don't think that was a good play. I think we got some guys going on the field. It's 3rd down. Jagman was under a little bit of pressure, but maybe he just threw that ball away. Let's give him credit. Maybe he was just trying to throw it. Sailors were coming in for a field goal attempt on 3rd down.
Well, I think they were looking at the clock too. 28 seconds, 28.8.
But it ain't running.
Nope. They have time to run a decent play here. Now, why would Jason Jagman spike?
I don't understand that play,
The
Ralph.
coaches next to us are asking the same question.
And they're in charge.
Well, those aren't the ones in charge. But they're the ones who are probably sitting there saying, why did he do that?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the Sarasota coaching staff, and they're all kind of saying the same thing down on the field. And Coach Eddie Howe has his hands up on the side of his head saying, what's going on? Well, now the Sailors set up a field goal.
They're just young kids. I think they thought it was the right thing to do.
Yep. Well, not only that, he sees the guys do it in the NFL on Sundays, too. So that might have something to do with it. The Tornadoes take a timeout.
But they got the clock stopped on the incomplete pass. So,
right.
I mean, give it another shot in the end zone. Incomplete pass stops it again. You don't want to run the ball because you won't have time to get your field goal team on.
Right. So you know you're going to throw the ball, and it will stop the play anyway. So there you go.
Ralph was showing the bands and the cheerleaders there on the sidelines. And one thing interesting, we saw the Booker Band a few weeks ago. One thing interesting about the Booker Band that was brought to our attention is they have one guy that plays a cordless bass guitar, and he marches with this bass guitar. I've never seen that done, and it's pretty exciting. So as you watch the bands, look for the cordless bass guitar player.
I'll tell you
remember
what,
his name.
Technology is marvelous.
I can play a CD player.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
The only instrument I could ever play was the spoons.
The spoons.
Yes.
Did you sit there and whittle and play the spoons?
I took piano lessons for 4 years, learned how to play O Susanna. The Sailors to try a field goal. The kick is up, and it is no good. Shoemaker missed it from, we'll call it 27 yards out. Take a look. What happens here?
I don't know. He just pushed the ball. It seemed like his footing was good, the snap was good, the hold was good. There was really no rush. Somehow he just pushes the ball. It's just wide to the right. Really no excuses on that one. I think Shoemaker's going to have to take that one on his own self.
Well, it's still a 7-0 ball game with 22 seconds to go. And does Booker just run the clock out, or do they try one play downfield real quick?
And Ralph, that was a Booker player that they loaded into the fire rescue, and I'm not sure who it was. We couldn't get a number.
Jarvis Roney comes to the near side. We will see if we can find out from some Booker folks at halftime, let you know what happened. And going down on one knee is Glenn Gant. That'll do it.
And they're happy. They're happy to be down only 7-0.
You're right. The only thing is it should be a 7-7 ball game.
Yes.
They had a great touchdown call back. Oh, well. 7-0 the score. Sarasota over Booker. Herb Haygood with 1:19 to go in the first quarter, and it's holding up 7-zip as we watch the kickoff to start the second half. And the ball comes down to the 25 to 30. Look at the running room. Larry Brown across the 50 down to about the 46-yard line. And a big return for the Booker Tornadoes to get us started. Whoa! The fireworks came before the show, and now here they are starting again.
Yeah, this kickoff's to the close to the inside the hash marks, actually. Just breaks a tackle, gets a couple missed tackles there, and it just shows his speed. Old Larry Brown just runs it up. He's out to midfield, and they've got a good start here for the second half.
Frank McKay had to come up to make the stop. 1st and 10. The ball is spotted at the 49 in Sailor territory. Cedric Henry comes up into a blocking back position, almost in the slot. Gant pitches back to DeLauder. DeLauder turns it upfield, tries to turn the corner, runs into 3 Sarasota Sailors. 3 orange jerseys. There wasn't a white jersey around to put a block out for him.
You know, Ralph, that's only about the second time I think DeLauder's carried the ball tonight. I know the last time we saw Booker, they used DeLauder a lot right up the gut. And there they used him to go to the outside, trying to make something different happen, give him a little bit different look. And there you see 45 Matt Cannon over there to make the tackle.
2nd down and 7 with the ball spotted at the 46-yard line. The Booker Tornadoes trying to put something together. They put Henry back up into a slot position, and now they send him in motion. He's going back to the original slot. He gets the pitch, turns it upfield on the right side, and he's wrestled down at about the 42-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play. He'll be close to a first down. And again, look for Eric Bryant to be in on the tackle along with Simon Ford.
Yeah, this is a nice play. They're just trying to give some different looks. Henry went up on the line of scrimmage, then he came back in motion. Dangerous pitch, though. That ball was very, very low before Matt Cannon's able to wrestle him down.
You've got to look at the way that that Cedric Henry just kind of took the ball with his fingertips and kept gathering it in. You're right, it was a dangerous pitch. 3rd and 1, the ball at the 40-yard line. They need a yard to keep this drive alive. 3rd down conversion time, and taking it himself, Glenn Gant. Whoa, he got 4. He just kept moving. And the Sailors finally just push him down. He stayed low, followed his blocks, and got some good yardage.
Yeah, the old quarterback sneak. He just slides right up there, takes a quick count, goes right through. Matt Cannon misses him, and he does. He bursts ahead for 4 yards. Of course, on those short yarders, they're all just diving into the ground. Well, they just did a quick snap, and he just went ahead for the first down. Big first down in the second half.
at the 37. It's 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. Glenn Gantz again has Henry come up into the slot formation. And the pitch is to DeLauder. DeLauder is hit and wrestled down hard by Matt Marsters. Marsters, a 6'4", 210-pound defensive end, just came in and really spun him down, bulldogged him, in fact. Gain of less than a yard.
Yeah, Cannon shoots through and makes the play, but he misses the tackle. But he's able to slow him down, and Marsters and some other guys there. We got number 78, who is Rod Dragish, helps him out there, and Reggie McKenzie's also in on that play. A lot of help.
2nd down, we'll call it 10. Ball is almost at the original line of scrimmage after a very short gain. Henry goes in motion, now sets up in the slot on the right-hand side. Wide receivers left and right for the Booker Tornadoes. Give us to Henry. Oh, what a play! Take a look at the defensive job by Luther Cox. Luther Cox was being blocked down into the ground, stuck an arm out, and tripped up Henry as he came back.
Yeah, Luther Cox shoots through from his defensive tackle spot. He's being held. The guy that's blocking him is trying to do everything, but Luther Cox was just a man on a mission, and Henry loses his footing there on that play. But one thing I've noticed, Ralph, is that Booker has given a much different look on offense here. They've done some different things. Are you putting DeLauder into the offensive scheme a lot more and trying to disguise where Henry is?
3rd and 12, ball at the 38-yard line. Gantz is going to have to throw here. Takes the deep drop under some pressure. Throws high, complete to Roney. Did he hold on? The official says no. It would have been a 1st down at the 25-yard line, but Roney could not control the ball as he came downfield.
Yeah, just a lack of concentration, Ralph. I was watching him. He was wide open, beautiful pass, right in the hands, and Roney just at the last second, I think he may have heard footsteps. You've heard that expression, but there's nobody around him. And just at the last second, he kind of looks down and just loses his concentration and drops the football. They should have completed that play. That would have been a 1st down.
Well, it brings up 4th down and 12 at the 38. They're outside field goal range. And I believe the Tornadoes are going for it.
Gutsy call
here. Take a look here. Glenn Gantz in the shotgun formation. Now he sends Henry in motion. Now we've got a flag. Let's see. I think the Booker Tornadoes may have a motion penalty here. I think Cedric Henry, when he was in motion, turned upfield just a little bit early. Delay of game is the call.
I know the Sarasota coaches have been calling it all night. Finally got the referee and crew here to agree with them. Maybe Henry turned it upfield just a little bit too quickly.
Well, they called it delay of game. Here's the officiating lineup. We finally got it. Jerry Cole is the referee. Jimmy Livingston is the umpire. The linesman is Ken Brand. The line judge is Brian Beisch. Back judge is Dave Schrott. The clock operator is Chris Kochik. Hope I said those all right. There's a few new names in there. And the punt by the Tornadoes. Haygood watches it bounce at the 10, gets out of the way. It rolls into the end zone for the touchback. And once again, the Sarasota Sailors will get the ball on the 20-yard line after Danny Stewart. Keith Sims makes the punt.
Yeah, Keith can't get a good bounce tonight. That's another good punt that he had, and it just kept bounding. Sarasota did the right job. Haygood got out of the way. Inside that 10, you just want to let that ball bounce, and he did that, and it carried on into the end zone for the touchback. Here you see on the replay. Sims has done a great job. This is about a 54-yard punt from where he actually kicked it. Of course, he won't get credit for that, but he does not get the good hops. He didn't get one earlier, and he didn't get it there.
The Sailors have the ball, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Jagman pitches back, and Haygood turns it upfield. He's out of bounds at the 28-yard line. And the Booker Tornadoes are trying to stay with him. Jarvis Roney tries to put the hit on him, and he just runs out of real estate on that side of the field.
Yeah, this is just a quick pitch out to the left side. You got your pulling guard there. Pulling on the outside, good block by Humphreys. And this Haygood just impresses me every time I watch him run. He's fluid in his motion. There's no wasted steps. Every step that he takes is to get down the field.
7-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 3 for Sarasota. They are at the 27-yard line. Jagman fakes the pitch, gives inside to Humphreys. Humphreys lost the football. Booker recovered. Let's see who comes up with the football. It is not Mark DeLauder. Instead, it's Ronnie Williams. Ronnie Williams gets the football as it gets pulled loose. Chris Humphrey, I don't think, had much of the football when he got the ball. I can't understand how he
Great
dropped
play.
it.
Good play action fake there by Jagman. Hands the ball, and the ball is just stripped out.
DeLauder
Stripped out there. Was it DeLauder? Well, I tell you, this kid's impressive, and there's a big play. He hadn't been around the ball a whole lot on defense, but he makes a big play there. Turnovers, key of the game. Here we go.
It's at the 31 in Sarasota territory for the Booker Tornadoes. Glenn Gant brings Henry back up to the line in the slot. Now Henry goes in motion. Give is to Henry. He's hit at the line. He lost the football. And the Sarasota Sailors get it back. Marsters comes up with the football. Matt Marsters. Man, turnabout is fair play.
Yeah, I'm not sure who got the hit here. Let's try to see. Again, they're moving Henry around. I wonder how much concentration. Looks like Eric Bryant came up and stripped that ball out, and then Marsters ends up on top of it. But they're moving Henry around a lot in this second half, and I wonder how much of his concentration is worried about where he's supposed to be and when he's supposed to be instead of tucking that ball away. That was a good play, though, by Bryant.
Ball is at the 33. The Sailors gain about 5 yards on the exchange of fumbles. Jagman gives to Haygood outside. He's tripped up by DeLauder at the 40-yard line is where he ends up stopping his slide. Gain of 7 on the play. Take a look at it again.
Yeah, again, just a straight handoff to Haygood. Humphreys leading the way. Humphreys looking for somebody to block. And DeLauder looks a little bit more ambitious this second half. He doesn't really make the tackle, but he's there in the pursuit. And Haygood trying to make something happen, trips and falls.
I think he got a little bit of his belt as he was running by. Second down and 3. Sailors line doing a good job up front. Jagman, long count. Gives to Haygood. He gets a block from Humphreys. Turns it upfield, runs into his own man. Still going across the 50 down to the 45-yard line. And the Sarasota Sailors have another first down, this time in Booker territory. And again, we're seeing the Sailors running the ball well between the 20s, Tim.
Yeah, and I think this is a crucial series. Here you'll see Haygood runs again to the outside, getting good offensive penetration. They're Rocco Salvatore. What a great name. Tight end there. He's trying to block anybody he can, and Haygood runs right up his back, and Steve Cannon finally is able to wrestle him down. But my concern, and there's Haygood limping off the field, that is not a good sign. But my concern is wearing these guys down. A lot of these guys on Booker go both ways.
First and 10. Now the Sailors have to go with Simon Ford in the backfield. Jagman gives to Humphreys. Whoa, he's stuck down. Steve Cannon is there. It looked like Tony Campbell was a little agitated as well as they dropped Humphreys for a 1-yard loss. It'll be second down and 11. Ball at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and Haygood's out one play, and there the next running play does not work. We're going to try to get an update on what's going on in Haygood. It looks like a right ankle possibly they're working on the sideline.
And the other thing we need to mention is that the player who went off in the ambulance earlier was Sean Phelps. You'll remember he came up limping on like the first play of the game for Booker. Sailors on second and 11. Fake to Humphrey. Jagman looking to throw downfield. And he's got Weatherington, and he drops the football at the 15. Oh, my.
A very
Weatherington
catchable
was
ball.
open.
Weatherton's made some fine catches tonight, and he's got his head down, and he'll come back and make another good play tonight. But he just, ball hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands, and he wanted to make that play, that's for sure. Plenty of time. The offensive line giving Jagman what he needs. He rolls out, boom. Hits him in the hands, right over the defender. Nicely thrown ball. Jagman has thrown the ball really, really well tonight.
He is on target with his throws. It's hard to believe that he's not thrown a whole lot this year. 5:54 to go in the third quarter. The score is Sarasota 7, Booker nothing. We'll be back with more right after this. Third and 11 for the Sarasota Sailors. Haygood is not yet back in the game. 3 wide receivers on the near side. They've got trips set up. We will see what Jagman does. He's got some protection. Now he's got some pressure. Steps up into the pocket, throws complete to Weatherington. It is down at the 30-yard line and enough for a Sailor first down. Weatherington was open, and I don't know how.
I don't know, but watch Jagman on this replay. This kid is impressing. I tell you, he just runs around back there. He's looking for his receivers. He's not letting the pressure get to him. He steps up into the pocket. He rolls around. Hey, there's a guy, Weatherington. Drills a nice pass, and there's Weatherington making up for that drop pass. Makes a nice catch with Larry Chestnut bearing down on him. Enough for the first down.
Ball is spotted at the 31. 1st and 10 there for the Sailors. And you've got to be impressed with Garrett Jagman. Handoff is to Simon Ford, and Ford is slapped down by Steve Cannon. And Cannon is happy.
Steve Cannon literally drilled this running back on this play. Old Simon Ford. Hey, welcome to the ball game, Simon. Boom! There's Steve Cannon. Fundamentally sound tackle. He just drills him between the numbers. Gets some help there by number 58, Danny Williams. That was a good play for the defense.
Has the head up, drills him right between the numbers. That's the kind you put in the films that they send you from the High School Activities Association.
Coaches think you're listening when you do that.
Yeah. Wide receivers left and right with the I formation. Jagman hands off. Second man through is Humphreys, down to about the 15-yard line, maybe to the 14. A gain of 17 on the play on a quick opener.
And Ralph, this is no surprise that Humphreys running the ball like he does. Last week when the Sailors blew out Port Charlotte last week, 49-0. Haygood went out at halftime, and Humphrey came in and had a really, really good football game. I think he led the county last week in rushing. And there, Larry Chestnut comes on. Big hole up the middle. This offensive line for Sarasota, we can't give these guys enough credit.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. No. Jagman, and we got a flag. I think we're going to have a delay of game call here against Sarasota. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there seemed to be some confusion. They really weren't sure what was going on. Give you a Haygood report here. It looks like they're taping up his right ankle. The trainers are over there, a lot of players around looking and seeing what's going on.
Somebody jumped on the Booker defense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
That'll confuse you.
That certainly would confuse your offense.
Take much to confuse me, Ralph.
1st and 5 for the Sailors now. They are knocking on the door at the 10-yard line, and Booker takes a timeout. That gives me an opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you in part by OPTI for the optimum in physical training. Call OPTI at 923-6319. And by Ron Martin Air Conditioning, your independent Lennox dealer. Not just a company that works in the community, but a company that supports it. And by Chicken Club in the landings by Albertsons on the South Trail in Sarasota in the Philippine Shores area, a little bit down that part of town. Chicken Club has some of the finest chicken in the South. Got to tell you, we talked to a few folks who've been listening to our broadcast who have been to the Chicken Club, and they said they got better chicken than that guy with the beard and the glasses from that other southern state.
Because he sang?
I don't know. Anyway.
Here's a gambler.
No, that one. No, I was talking about the old guy in the white coat. But he mentioned the other guy, too. He did say both guys with beards.
Both white beards.
Yeah, it has gotten that kind of white, hasn't it? It's amazing, isn't it?
We're a mess.
Anyway, we're talking about the Chicken Club in the landings near Albertsons. Jagman on 1st and 5 at the 10-yard line. Humphrey maybe got a yard. And the officials say the ball is down. The ground cannot cause a fumble. Booker Tornadoes thought they'd recovered one. But referee Jerry Cole was right there.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of running room on this play. Great play there by Ronnie Williams coming up from his safety spot. Really, and just makes a great play. Gets in the backfield. The ball was down before it came out.
2nd and 5 for Jagman and the Sailors. They lead 7-0. Give again is to Humphreys, and this time he stops short of the 10-yard line. Great defensive play by Ronnie Williams.
And Steve Cannon there again, number 32. These two guys, Ronnie Williams and Steve Cannon, have been all over the field. Here you see Ronnie Williams coming from behind. Actually, Steve Cannon brings him down. Ronnie Williams falls on him at the end. Great pursuit. He came from the backside all the way across the field.
These guys are just finishing off their blocks and finishing off their tackles. They're doing a great job. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Haygood is still trying to walk it off on the near sideline. Not doing well with it. He appears to be in some pain. Jackman drops the football, and now we've got a flag, and 2 flags, and 3 flags, and 4 flags. Illegal procedure against Sarasota.
I think maybe Chet Kirby, the center, may have started before everyone else on that play. I don't want to blame him if it's not his fault, but I don't know if we have a replay on that, but here we go. Maybe we can just see what happens. Jackman's looking around, and looks like the ball came up a little late. Looked like Jackman was on his heels kind of backing away, and the ball didn't quite come up there when he was expecting it. Either he anticipated or they missed the snap count.
As a former center, I can tell you that's exactly what happened. The quarterback starts pulling out, everybody's moving, and then all of a sudden you're the center, you're saying, uh-oh, got to do something. 5-yard penalty against Sarasota. Jackman rolls left, looks to throw, and we've got a flag, and we've got some problems. I think one of the Sailors came up with the football, one of the linemen, it slipped out of his hand and a lineman caught it, which makes it an illegal forward pass.
Yeah, the Sarasota coaches were wanting that his arm was actually going in forward motion, meaning that it was an incomplete pass, but we're trying to watch the replay here. Jackman's looking for anybody to throw the ball to. He didn't see Humphrey in the middle of the field waving his hand. Well, he did. He dropped that ball. He flat dropped it. Let's see who falls on that ball. Oh, boy, Booker missed an opportunity there. Oh, we can't give you credit. Looks like might be 69 Chet Kirby, the center. I see 68 standing. Other than 60 out there is Chet Kirby falling on top of the ball.
Sailors will try a field goal again. Nate Shoemaker will try a 40-yarder. Ball is down. The kick is good. Whoa! And the Sailors jump out to a 10-0 lead with 1:42 to go in the third quarter.
He redeemed himself here, old Shoemaker, gone from missing the net, kicking it into the stands, and he barely made an extra point. He missed a field goal earlier. This is from 40 yards out. Nice line drive kick, gets good penetration, good leg drive, and that ball would have made it from 41 yards, Ralph.
Okay, for Shoemaker's second field goal of the year, he has a total of 8 points on the season. He's got 2 PATs and 2 field goals.
Coach Howell's over there looking at Haygood, and Haygood has taken the shoulder pads off, and they've taped it. And I guarantee he got a good tape job, but it doesn't look like he'll be back in the game tonight. And Coach Eddie Howell's over there concerned, and that's what his prize running back. But they're going to have to get the job done without him, it looks like.
And the Sarasota cheerleaders are throwing footballs into the stand, much smaller ones than Shoemaker kicked in. Those are those little toy orange footballs. And if there's a young man who might be in the press box, might want to run outside, he might be able to get one of those footballs. But it appears to be too late now. Got to wait till they score. As soon as they score, you go down there and you get a football. Here's the kickoff. And after slipping, the Kenny Turner, the return man for the Tornadoes, picks it up, drives forward to about the 32-yard line, brought down by Anthony Lawrence and by Reggie McKenzie. Well, there's a name we haven't called out in a while, Reggie McKenzie. Last year as a sophomore, he was all over the field defensively.
Here's a replay on the kickoff. Takes a bounce right up to Turner, takes it right up the middle, gets a good wedge. You can still see the footing is bad, but there's a good wedge of blockers, and he breaks right through there. And there is Reggie McKenzie, the name that we haven't heard a lot. Good play.
Now we've got some motion. As Henry goes in motion, you're looking at the view from the backfield of the Booker Tornadoes. Pass right side, pass is incomplete. And the Sailors had the intended receiver covered. And
I think we've got a legal motion against Booker
for Jarvis Roney to be working.
I think what you're seeing, you can't see it in your replay, though, is that Henry is turning upfield before the snap, and you're not allowed to do that. And, wow, big hit there by Matt Cannon on the receiver that didn't even think the ball was coming to him.
I would believe the Sailors will decline the penalty. We'll bring up 2nd and 10, but
I don't know if they have a choice.
Procedure.
That's a dead ball foul.
Well, yeah, it is a dead ball foul, so the play doesn't count in the first place. You're right. It's 1st and 15 with the ball at the 15-yard line.
But Henry's been doing that most of the night. The Sarasota coaches have noticed it from up here, and it's just a split second before the hike. He has to keep going parallel to the sidelines, and then he can turn up after the snap.
Ball is checked at the 26-yard line. I'm looking at the numbers wrong on the field. And we will see if the Booker Tornadoes' Glenn Gant can get something going here. He's throwing long. Lots of air under that football and incomplete. Intended way downfield for Kenny Turner. Turner tried to get under the football, and you've got to believe he threw that ball about 60 yards in the air. He's standing at the 20. Let's see where this ball ends up, Tim. 30, 40, about 45 yards in the air.
Yeah, he's a strong-arm quarterback, and one thing that Booker did on that play is they kept both of their running backs in, DeLauder and Henry, to block, to give Gant the time, because he needed about 5 seconds for that play to develop. But that was a well-executed play. They just missed the receiver.
1 minute, 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Gant fades. He's got to get the team back in the game. They trail by 10. Pass it to Henry. He's down as soon as he catches the football. A loss on the play of another 5 yards back to the 20-yard line. And Henry was trying to do his best to catch the football, but his knee goes down.
Yeah, this is wet turf again. This is a nice play. Another high-percentage pass. Get the ball out there to Henry. Let him do something with it. As soon as he catches the ball and plants, you can see the mud flying. In high school, as well as in college, as soon as your knee hits the ground, you are down. It's not like in the pros where you can just continue to run, but you're down as soon as the knee hits the ground. And it really would have been a good gainer because he was cutting back in the middle of the field where there's plenty of opening, and it ends up being about a 5 or 6 yard loss.
Third down and 21 seconds left on the clock for the Tornadoes. They go to the I formation, a wide receiver and a slot man on the near side, the wide side of the field. Henry goes in motion to the far side. The ball's on the ground. I think the Sailors got it. The officials call a timeout while they sort out what's happening. And I think Sarasota came up with the football. Big number 78, Rod Dragish comes up with the football. 6'2", 260-pound defensive tackle, a senior. And look at this effort.
There you see on the replay, the ball's already on the ground. Gant can't find it. DeLauder's coming in from behind trying to get it. The ball gets kicked around.
Yeah.
Who'd you say got it? Ralph, I can't see on the replay.
Dragish got it.
Big turnover. I think what we're seeing out there is some tired Booker players. And it's been awful humid.
Now, the officials stopped the clock with 4.6 seconds left. Now they wind it again. I don't think we're going to see a play for the rest of the third quarter. 10-0, Sarasota over Booker. Come on back. We still have 12 minutes of great high school football coming your way.
Comcast Cable and Riscor.
Sarasota Sailors call timeout. That will give us an opportunity to tell you that this game is being brought to you in part by OPTI for the optimum in physical training. Call OPTI at 923-6319. And by Gulfgate Mall. More than you can imagine. Gulfgate Mall. Featuring Publix, Steinmart, Cobb Theaters, Books A Million, Marshalls, and 50 other fine shops. And by Ron Martin Air Conditioning, your independent Lennox dealer. Not just a company that works in the community, but a company that supports it. Ron Martin Air Conditioning. And we want to take a second to thank all our sponsors because it is through their generous advertising support that we're able to bring you high school football each and every week here on Comcast Cable TV. And while we've got an opportunity, like we try to do every week, and sometimes we forget, we want to thank all the folks at the host high school tonight at Sarasota High and all the fine work that they've done helping us and all the press box services as well. It's a great place to come do a football game. Well, 10-0 Sarasota. They're knocking at the door at the 3, and the Booker Tornadoes are going to try to stop them. Jagman hands off to Humphrey. Humphrey's hit once, twice, and brought down at the 2. Who made the hit? Was it Steve Cannon again? It might have been Cannon and Willie Johnson. Let's take a look. I mean, they came in and knifed in and made the tackle.
Yeah, they've got them all out there. They've got number 55, Jesse Stanley, at the fullback slot. And there you see number 35. He's trying to push him there on the way on up. But Steve Cannon, again, is in there to just dominate that defensive line. And, Ralph, you know these guys, Sarasota got down here in the first half. They got down to the 2-yard line with first and goal and haven't scored. Here they were at the 5 for the first and goal, and it's 4th down, and they still have not gotten the ball in the end zone.
This is almost identical to the opening drive of the first quarter, where Sarasota got down to the 2 and ended up trying a field goal and missing. Now it's 4th and goal at the 2. Humphrey doesn't make it. There's flags on the field. I have a feeling if it's against Sarasota, Booker's going to turn it. Yeah, it is. Holding against Sarasota on 4th and goal from the 2. If I'm Booker, I'd decline it and take the football.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can hold down there. No, they got a legal procedure. Legal procedure, a little bit of movement. I was wondering how that holding call seemed awful quick there. But now they're going to change, and they're going to try to kick the field goal. They just have not been able to penetrate. Again, let's give this Booker defensive line some serious credit. Twice inside the 5-yard line tonight, they have flat shut them down.
They shut them down that time on 4th down. It's 1st and 10. Ball goes over on downs to Booker.
I blew it.
That's all right.
Well, when I saw the official doing this rotation like a traveling sign, but usually gives it away.
See, you can't call traveling in football.
Oh.
The football is very difficult to dribble.
I didn't know that.
It being an oblate spheroid makes it difficult compared to a round ball.
Hey, Ralph.
Yes.
Well, we've got a break. Why don't you tell us about Dad? How's he doing?
Oh, Dad's doing good. He is home. He's up walking around. And thank you for that, because I do want to thank all the people and all the phone calls and things that I've gotten, and I know Dad's gotten a bunch too.
Yeah, the hip replaced?
Hip replaced. The folks over at Sarasota Memorial were absolutely wonderful. And it's just, the whole thing has been a really nice experience. It's been a week. He's up walking around on a walker. It's marvelous what they do these days.
It is amazing. It is amazing. My dad's had that done twice. The same hip. He had it done like 15, 16 years ago when they used a plastic type of hip, and I think now they use a titanium, some space-age rocket type of stuff that never wears out. So he's good now.
He's looking forward to going out and playing some good golf.
He'll do it.
Yeah, he will.
5 months.
It's about time.
5 months.
That's his passion in life anymore, is to go out and play golf.
Isn't it all?
To get to do it again. 1st and 10 at their own 3. The Booker Tornadoes are trying to get it. Does he get out? Yeah, he did. He got out at the 1-yard line. Man, the Sarasota Sailors thought they had the Booker Tornadoes for a safety. And Cedric Henry had to fight for every inch of that territory down on the other side of the goal line.
Yeah, we don't have the angle here, but I'll tell you, as an official, I believe you don't want to call a safety. But right there, they could have called a face mask, but he did. His forward momentum had just crossed the goal line, and I think the backside of that ball is touching the orange line.
It is second.
That is close.
A loss of 2 on the play. It's 2nd and 1 as you get a look at some fans who are sitting just beyond the end line. 2nd down and 12 for Booker. Glenn Gant has nowhere to go but forward. And the give, I was going to say DeLauder, but the jersey's too clean. And now there's some jawing going on down there. The call was for Larry Brown.
And Larry Brown, who's come into the game because DeLauder had went off on that last defensive series. Can't tell who came up, but someone came up from underneath trying to stay with this replay. I just can't tell who that was that came up, but somebody made a great defensive play. I'm sorry he's not going to get credit from us.
The hitting inside right now remains fierce, and there's so much going on down there that it's tough to tell who's doing what. We have a flag on the play that is thrown into the end zone, and the Booker Tornado players are clapping. They say it's against Sarasota, encroachment against Sarasota. And they couldn't move the ball out by running it, but they get a little help here on a penalty. So instead of 3rd and 12, it will be 3rd and 7. Actually, where they've spotted it, it's almost 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6. Glenn Gant trying to rally the Booker Tornadoes, who trail by 10 midway through the 4th quarter. Gant's looking long. He's got to come back. It is intercepted by Tommy Bettee of the Sarasota Sailors at the 26-yard line. And Tim, you called it earlier, turnovers.
Yeah, big part of the game. And I don't know if that's Bettee or Batty. We've been saying it both ways. I'm a little batty, but that's a great play. He had his man covered. Gant just throws the ball a little shy. Bettee or Batty turns on that ball and makes a fine interception because the receiver became a defender and really was trying to work hard against Batty there to try to take that ball away from him.
Ball is at the 26-yard line on the turnover, and the Sailors, who lead by 10, turn the last turnover into a field goal. They're looking for more here. Garrett Jagman remains in at quarterback. He has the I formation. He has Ostro on the near side. He's got Weatherington on the far side, and the pitch back is to Humphrey, and Humphrey is stacked up by one Mr. Steve Cannon.
Yeah, and Willie DeLauder's back in there too. Mark DeLauder, I'm sorry. Those three linebackers, 32, 33, and 34, they all play the same similar style of defense. And there you see DeLauder taking on the lead block by Simon Ford, and he gets a lot of help from Cannon and Willie Johnson and some of the other guys from the defensive front.
Ford remains in the ball game because of what was apparently an ankle injury to Herb Haygood. They have no word from the sideline on just how serious it may be. And Simon is picked up and put down by Steve Cannon. Steve Cannon is right on him after a gain of about a yard.
Yeah, Cannon's just playing that middle linebacker slot just the way it was designed to be playing. He's just waiting. He's reading the play. He sees the hole. He's filling that hole. And the first guy that the running back finds there, Simon Ford, he runs right into big number 32, Steve Cannon. He has played a whale of a football game.
You almost get the feeling sometimes watching Cannon, he just picks up orange jerseys and discards all the ones till he finds someone with the ball. Jagman looks to throw, and he overthrows the intended receiver, Weatherington, and the flag comes out. They're going to say Weatherington was bumped, and there's some protest there by Ronnie Williams.
Yeah, I'm not sure that ball was catchable, but I think they might be calling holding or something here. Let's see what they call. You'll see Jagman, again, has plenty of time. He's in serious pursuit there by Willie Johnson. Then he just throws this ball. Well, I guess he did get jousted there in the back by Larry Chestnut, and it looks like he's still down. Walt Weatherington is down, and he did. Chestnut gave him a pretty good pop just before the ball got there. Looked like Weatherington, who we have seen leap pretty well tonight, went up for that ball, and Chestnut hit him early right in the back.
And it looks like it's a leg cramp, judging by the way they're working on it.
We'll hope for that.
But Weatherington has indeed been a big part of this Sarasota offense. He lengthens the field for the Sarasota passing attack because he is so quick downfield. But you have to give so much credit to the Booker Tornadoes tonight. They're playing a bigger school. Don't forget, last year, these Sarasota Sailors were a 6A ball club. They dropped down in classification this year. Both teams are undefeated coming into this game. Sarasota is a big club.
Booker's rose to the occasion.
We'll be back with 5:59 to go in the fourth quarter. Sarasota leads 10-zip.
Hi, I'm Dave Thomas. I was adopted.
Walt Weatherington coming off the field very slowly. I don't know if it's a cramp. It looked like the way they were treating it, it was a cramp, but it must be a pretty severe one. Anyway, he's off, and the Sailors are going 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line following the penalty. Jagman is taking his time, hands off to Humphrey, and Humphrey is caught from behind and gets across the 10-yard line to the 9, a fumble, and Booker recovers. Man, this has been turnover city in the fourth quarter.
Tell you, I was watching that handoff, and it looked from the backside. I couldn't really see, but it looked like he was bobbling that ball the whole time. It looks like he never really had it, but he gets popped right there by Willie Johnson. And the ball comes loose, and it looks like Booker has recovered. Boy, turnovers, big time.
Once again, the Booker defense stops Sarasota deep in their own territory. They're doing a great job that way. They need to get some points on the board. They trail by a touchdown and a field goal. And we shall see if Glenn Gant can get him going. He looks pass inside. Roney at the 20. Great play. Matt Cannon had to come up to make the stop. And another Sarasota Sailor is down at about the 15-yard line. It's Maurice Donnelly. I think he's getting up. He's okay.
Yeah, boy, this is Roney. If he just can snap one tackle here, he could go the distance. And there again, Cannon is down there to make the tackle from his linebacker spot. We got cannons for both sides of the ball playing defensive linebacker. Doing a really good job.
You know, if that pass is like a foot and a half forward, it was a little bit behind Roney.
He had to turn around to catch it, right?
If he catches that ball on a dead run, he probably get another 5-10 yards, maybe more. 1st and 10, ball at the 20. Henry in motion. And look out. Gant is going to go long looking for Henry. And almost picked off by Jeff Hill of the Sarasota Sailors. Check that. That was not Jeff Hill. That was Tommy Batty again. He's already got one pick tonight.
Tell you what, you can tell they want to get that ball to Cedric Henry. The Sailors defense, of course, they've shut out Booker here, but Glenn Gant, he's throwing right into the heart, right into double coverage to Cedric Henry. The ball is there, and Hill actually knocks that ball away, Jeff Hill. But he threw that ball right into double coverage, and you can tell they're desperately trying to get the ball to Henry. He's the guy that they're hoping can make something happen.
I wonder if they're setting it up that they've got Henry going down one side of the field. He's drawing double coverage. If they can bring Roney in from the other side, doing a similar pattern on the other sideline, I think they can get him in single coverage, and they might be able to move the football down the field that way. Let's take a look here. Gant looks to throw. And intercepted, this time by Tommy Battie again. He got the ball at the 35-yard line, and the Sailors pick up yet another turnover from the Booker Tornadoes.
Ralph, I'm shocked at all these turnovers in the fourth quarter. This was a poorly thrown ball. I think Gant has really gone under the pressure here of this ball game. He missed his receiver by 3 yards, and Tommy Battie was right there to pick that off. He was looking for Cedric Henry again. And they're trying to get him the ball, but that was a poorly thrown ball. Glenn can throw the ball better than that.
What had happened was Cedric Henry slipped when he was trying to make his cut. And what we saw in the replay was that Henry just wasn't able to recover in time. The ball was already thrown. If Henry doesn't slip, he's in contention for the ball. Jagman, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line in Booker territory. Fades, quick drop, throw, passes complete. And is that Haygood? No, that's not Haygood. I saw the 0. It was Tony Ostro. At first, I said, wait a minute.
Well,
I think he was back in the ball game.
Yeah, you talk about Haygood, and I'll tell you a story here in a second. But this is to Ostro. Just throws the ball out there. I think you're going to see the Sarasota team drive this ball down. But Haygood, he's got his shoulder pads back on. He's got his teammates trying to tell him he can play, but he can't go. He can hardly walk on that ankle.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5. Ball just inside the 30-yard line. Handoff is to Humphrey. Humphrey is smacked down. Boy, what a hit that time by Booker Tornado Mike Harris. Harris just came up and slammed him down. It looked like the Arcadia All-Florida Rodeo.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Harris, man. He just puts this in a belly-to-belly backdrop here. You'll see 76 on 15, and 76 is going to win that one every time.
I'm looking for him to bring out the rope, tie up the 3 legs, throw his hands up. I got it done in 4.2 seconds.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
3rd and 3. And back into the ball game is Walt Wetherington. He's okay after the cramp. He is the wide receiver on the far side. Running out into the flat, and quick shovel pass is it incomplete? Oh, man. What an effort and an interception. Whoa. Did you see Cass Watson try to juggle it with one hand and try to bring it in? He couldn't do it.
Yeah, if he would have never fallen, he probably would have caught that ball. But what a great play. Jagman, he's working well with Wetherington. He's trying to give him a motion. Hey, move up the field. He just throws a floater. The ball is tipped there by number 26, who is Cass Watson, and then he tips it back up to himself, and when he hits the ground, the ball just can't hold it. It just kind of jarred him. And we got a field goal attempt.
4th and 3. Nate Shoemaker going to try it from 35. It'll be a 45-yard kick. And the ball is down. The kick is up. I think it's short. It is short. And the Sailors actually will gain 15 yards on this anyway. The ball will come back out to the 20-yard line. 3:08 to go in the 4th quarter. Sarasota 10, Booker nothing. Next week, we are down at Powell Davis Stadium in Venice, where the Indians will host the Sarasota Sailors. And we'll tell you about that and some more stuff when we come back. Referee Jerry Cole taking a look at the head equipment, the headwear of quarterback Glenn Gant. And now the Booker Tornadoes have the ball at the 20-yard line with 3 minutes, 8 seconds to go. They need to go downfield. They need to go in a hurry. Gant has 2 wide receivers on the left side. Handoff. And I want to say that's Gant giving off to Cedric Henry, and it was. He got a gain of about 4 on the play.
Yeah, here's just a straight dive handoff, and again, the footing is not what he would like it to be. Trips him up himself a little bit, and again, Matt Cannon over there to help make the tackle. And there you can see our broadcast crew. There you can see Tyler, Tim, and Ralph.
There you go.
The 3 Stooges.
Michael is home tonight. He's getting a little rest. He was out late last night. So was his dad. 2nd down and 5 with the ball at the 25-yard line for the Tornadoes. Gant looks to throw, going downfield. It is complete. Sailors recover the fumble after the hit on Willie Johnson. Johnson made a great reception and took a hit from Eric Bryant. Whoa, and Eric Bryant is down. Watch this. This whole thing is incredible.
What a shame, Ralph. What a beautiful play. There you see 77, Luther Cox giving pressure. What a catch by Willie Johnson. Tucks the ball away, makes a nice run, and there you can see Frank McKay comes in and jabs him, and the ball just goes shooting across the field. And there, number 24 is Maurice Donnelly to just be the benefactor of a great play by Frank McKay. I'll tell you, that was a great play, great reception, great hit.
And an unfortunate turn of events for the Booker Tornadoes. It looked like they were about to get something going. But good, tenacious defense by the Sarasota Sailors gives them the ball at the 41-yard line. Jagman hands off. Humphrey is smoked down again. And a nice, clean, bright uniform for the Booker Tornadoes. David Frosch, a 5'11", 185-pound junior linebacker, comes in to make the hit.
Boy, it's easy to pick out the fresh unis in there. David Frosch comes in and boom, he hits Humphrey in the backfield from the backside. No one picked him up. Someone missed an assignment on that play.
Gain of 3 brings up 2nd and 7 for Sarasota, who right now really just wants to run out the clock. Minute 24 in the 4th quarter. Sarasota has had all it would ever want from the Booker Tornadoes tonight. Tornadoes have taken it to the Sailors. Humphrey on a straight dive goes across the 45 to the 46. He'll get about 3 more. Steve Cannon still in the game, still fighting hard for the Tornadoes. Take a look at his effort here.
Ralph, I think Steve Cannon hits his pillow when he gets home at night. I think he just hits anything that is near him. This kid has played one heck of a football game for the Booker Tornadoes. This defense has kept him in the game.
I know when he hits the bed tonight, he's going to sleep well. 3rd and 5, 40 seconds to go. Jagman looks around. I think he'll take a knee. No, he's going to hand off. It's Humphrey again. Humphrey across the midfield stripe. Just into Booker territory, and that ought to about do it.
The fans think it's over.
Yep, well, they sure do in front of us. They do not have to snap the ball. The referee whistled the ball ready for play with 19 seconds. They have 25 to get the playoff. And the Sarasota Sailors remain undefeated, 5-0 on the year. Coach Eddie Howell having a good year. Still ranked number 2 in Class 5A. We'll see what the poll says Tuesday. In the meantime, the Booker Tornadoes take their first loss of the year. They go to 3-1. They were number 5 in 4A. It may not happen. 4-1. What did I say? 3-0? 4-1.
Give him the credit for that.
I know what I meant to say. Anyway, we will see what happens when the polls come out on Tuesday with Booker. It's no shame to lose 10-0 to a bigger classification.
You're right, Ralph. I'll tell you, Booker needs to walk out of here with their heads up high because they have played, like you say, it was a 6A team last year. They still got the same players just because they moved in classification. And Booker is going to be a better team. I mean, they lost 10-0 to a good football team. And I'll tell you, they made some mistakes in the 4th quarter. I think if, they play error-free ball in that 4th quarter, they might have been on top. But they don't have anything to be ashamed about. And I think Sarasota has to go back to the practice field and start to worry about the execution a little bit. They fell apart a little bit in the second half. They didn't play a good, clean game like they did in the first half.
Well, it will be interesting to see what Sarasota does next week against the Venice Indians. That is where we will be. We'll be down at Powell Davis Stadium.